And we're back again. Okay, so I returned from the previous technical issues, and the thing started complaining that connection issues. Please wait while we reconnect, and that means you can wait till you weigh an ounce, as the famous Dutch saying goes. So it's gonna be one hell of a party to edit. Also, I'm gonna have to change the link now for all of the 0 viewers that were hoping for that. The game title. Yes. Yes. Okay. I did share the link somewhere. I am going to. Okay. Oh, actually, let's make sure I got the correct one here. This. Well, yes, that's me. So now I'm going to plop, share, copy, and put that. The Discord thingamajig. Bum, bum, bum. There we go. Just update a link while we're here and have no viewers. Shouldn't be long. Self promotion. There we go. Edit. Remove link. Copy paste. Enter, and there we go. There we go. Just in case somebody's watching that. It's probably bad timing, low numbers. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, right? I do understand that if people that take this streaming thing the least bit seriously, there are all sorts of things you want to check out. You want to make sure that you have the correct timing, you share the thing, the post all over the place, you annoy other people by commenting on their videos with, hey, check mine out. And of course, you pick a time that you have reason to think there are going to be people that want to view your content, but that don't have, but where you don't have that much competition from other people's content. I know that for real streamers, there's a whole lot of science behind it that I'm not willing to do. I figure you might as well just have fun with it. Yeah, this Exazone, my first run, this guy actually killed one of my Pokemon. Bird. Yeah. I'm not sure which encounter it was. It was one of those swallows. Oh, you're dead. There we go. Click, 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 click. Scenic Ridge. There we go. Misty is evolving. Which direction you gonna go? It's gonna be Dustox, and it's gonna be Silcoon or Cascoon. Which one are you gonna be? I think it was the Silcoon that became a Beautifly because silk. Cascoon. Misty becomes a Dustox. And Sloan Harden, yep, good for her. Be very useful to somebody somewhere, I presume. I am gonna. For the double battle we're gonna have in a second. Should I or shouldn't I? Yeah, I do like this better than the modern things where they move around and everything. Just having the drawn image pass by, I like it. It helps the characters be more expressive somehow, even though because they're stationary. And they have a dramatic pose, but that's different from what you have in things like Scarlet Violet, where honestly it just looks like bad acting, overacting. There we go. Golden Knight. Oh hell yes, Golden Knight's gonna learn how to back. Boom. It's a Boyd move. There we go. Nope. I am completely fine with you sending in Shroomis against my Golden Knight. Because Golden Knight knows Ember. I think for the really good players, this game is way too easy in the single Pokemon run. The type that JWOC 11 always does. I mean, he'd be a challenge at this point because he's used to Gen 1, of course, but still. I think he'd have trouble making it into a video because his best videos are the ones where he is just absolutely miserable. Abra with no special attacks because he hates himself, I guess. I love that stuff. Oh, it's 3 HP. Oh no. YOLO. Nice grip. I am not a fan of that bubble. That bubble is dangerous. Luckily, Lotad's not alive long enough to be dangerous. Wing attack, always fun. I mean, is it me or is this game designed to level you up fast in the early game? I guess it's because you get the full party XP share immediately. I'm not really going that far out of my way. It's not speedrun static tactics, but you know, I'm not exactly grinding over here, and I'm basically my Pokemon are quickly going to hit double digits, and I'm just now entering the city of the first gym. Street Tug. No wonder why there's a map on the wall when you all have obligated your own map. See if it looks different. Oh, you can't interact with it. It's just decor. It's just a nice little nostalgic throwback, I guess. Might as well pick up the cut HM. See if you can get it now, or if that's something you do later. Just sitting at home with your daughter in a maisonette. Some random kid hasn't had a shower since he walked 4 towns away, and you just, he wanders in. So what you do, the first thing you do is you give him a goddamn HM, obviously. Okay, I like the change in angle here. They make use of the new hardware. Give me apps. Give me apps. Yeah. Like the fossils they have below the floorboard. Oh, corporation is too much of a mouthful for you. Alright, Route 115. Is there grass around here somewhere? I want to touch grass. Made to touch grass and touch ass. No grass around here, so let's see how you doing. Yeah, no. Can we get in the cart over here already? Okay. Route 116, let's go. Who are you? Wishmere. I don't like children. I don't like them, especially not when they're loud. Loud Trade is pretty cool. And the last evolution, Explodant, I think. I don't know about its stats, but it looks really cool. Boom. Pokédex entry is also fun to read. Earspring volume. I'm gonna call her bass because it's all about that bass. No treble. And there you have it. We have a box filler. Gonna move Skylander up in the party because this is going to be the carry for this gym. You got bug Pokemon, I got a flying attack. I think I'm gonna be fine here. Level 7, I'm level 8. A bit close for comfort, but still a 1-8. Ninkara should be nada. Boom, boom, boom. There we go, level 9. Coordinate is at 15 already. Oh well. Ain't no P like OP. If I'm gonna do this more often, I really do want to figure out a better layout. Because right now you got my cams taking up a big portion of the screen. Even though we're all kind of squished in because it's based on the thing here. See, can I change that in this? Yeah, I'm actually kind of scared to touch settings right now. I've had enough technical issues with this goddamn system. Yeah, no, I'm going to leave it as is for now. If I'm going to do this more often, I might want to figure out, a fancy little overlay or something. But that's potentially a later concern. Ooh. Don't like that. Firepower was weakened. I always love the fact that, you got a water Pokemon, so what's your go-to move? Make sure fire isn't as effective. That's obviously your priority. Even more fun are the ground Pokemon that have a move that weakens electricity. Because that's what the ground Pokemon are very scared of course. Electric attacks. In the anime, sure, because Pikachu, but apart from that. Why do you keep using Water Sprout? Why so important for you to have Water Sprout out? I'm not going to send in my Fire Pokemon against you, mate. Even if it did, I wouldn't be using my fire attacks against you. Bloody idiot. Okay. Well, Skylander is level 10 now. Yeah, no shit, I'm a notch above you. I attack the opponent's Pokemon. There we go. Potion. I'm not inclined to use them that much, but... If I had viewers, I would probably leave it up to them to decide whether I'm allowed to use items in combat in this run. But, Oh, God. Misclick. Keen Eye. Not the most useful ability, but against a Zigzagoon, it helps make them even more pointless than they already are. Defense drop now. That is not something I'm very pleased with, given that not much around here is going to be special. Matchup. I don't have any psychic Pokemon yet, so might as well. I've never been good at remembering non-obvious type matchups. The only reason I always remember Machamp is fighting types is because of Sabrina's gym and the lore behind the dojo next to it. That was actually a little bit scary. Please die, Machamp. Thank you. Get another Pokemon. I'm getting this thing out. There we go. That was a bit close for comfort, actually. Not a fan of that. Let's go enjoy that famous free healthcare of yours. That's Pokemon School. Not very useful for me. It's been a while since I played the original Gen 3 games. The lore here is that the gym leader became a gym leader because of she graduated school or something, right? Never really made much clear about how that process works. Who decides that you're a gym leader? What you do as gym leader besides waiting around for people to challenge you? A floatstone. The hell is that? Yeah. Those very. I don't like those types of things, but I do guess it's good that they're there for the fancy multidimensional tactics. Not for me. Those items that's going to be useful if you're going against Pokemon that you know is going to use a move like low kick that has damage based on weight or something like that. I don't have time to think about all that stuff. No, this is a lot less fun when there's not the one viewer. So I'm glad I named this the first Pokemon after Devon. Devon. After the night. I'm gonna put on a stream when I go to bed tonight. Don't know if it's live streaming, but you know. Slakoth for Makuhita? No. Makuhita is fine, but Slakoth becomes slacking. Okay, and slacking ain't slacking. I've been told by the. Sorry, I'm gonna have to recheck your name actually. I've been told by Coda Knight. Actually, while I'm here, I'm gonna add a item to him. But I've been told by Coda Knight that there's a rematch thing apparently in the original Emerald game, and at that point they have slacking, and next to it some bastard with skill swap, meaning you get slacking without that truance ability, which means you get slacking that can attack every turn, which means you're fucked. Yeah, I'm gonna give him at least one more level. Part of me is thinking I'm gonna do the gym on another point, but and make sure that I do the EV training thing in the meantime. Make sure that my Pokemon is fully EV'd. But, it's not that difficult at gym. I think I'm pretty sure that the whole use water gun, button smash tactics should work here. Well, this should be easy. Also like that they add these Pokemon, Kakuna, Metapod, Silcoon, Cascoon. Basically, you have no other reason than just have an opponent that literally cannot attack you. Even worse in Gen 1, because the opponent had infinite PP, which meant they would never be able to struggle even. There is just no way for you to lose to one of those things except by struggling yourself to death. Even a weak Pokemon that has a self-damaging move is going to at least knock the other guy out. Dillo, yeah, that was the encounter I got in the forest last one. I called it Aria because I'm a fan of Jaden animations. And I got that poor Talo killed. The one death in the run. Except for, the rest of the run. I don't really get why in every generation they have a whole bunch of... They have the normal bird things in the early stages. It's just boring at this point. That's one of those things that kind of annoys me about the whole people getting angry that you don't have all Pokemon in some of the new games. I mean, it takes a lot of data to have all the variations that a single Pokemon type could have. You got the gender differences, you got the natures, and you got the shinies. And so many of them can just get squished together in effectively one single Pokemon. Like, in what world do you need a Sandred and a Zigzagoon? What world do you need Pidgey, Spearow, Swallow, and Hoot? I was talking about their roles in a party, the tactics and all that kind of stuff, but also just as a concept. If you're playing for fun as a notion, they're all the same bloody thing. Speaking of the same bloody thing, here's my Venonat. I mean Butterfly. I mean Beedrill. Dustox. You know what? That's a good example. You have a Beedrill, Butterfly, Beautifly, and Dustox. Sure, they're obviously each other's counterparts. It's very obvious to that. But they do work differently. They are somewhat separate as concepts. You have Beautifly as the beautiful butterfly type thingy. You have compared to Dustox, the ugly moth. You have Butterfree as the beautiful butterfly type, as compared to the wasp, the bee, that is Beedrill. They also make sense as being counterparts from different generations because of it showcases the specialities of the games. The butterfly is a bit cartoony. It has just 4 limbs rather than 6 like an insect should have. But it's a butterfly. It's a butterfly basically. It's a cartoon butterfly. It's a cartoon butterfly guy basically. And then you go to Gen 3, and it's not quite that. Beautifly is much more of an insect, and also much more in tuned to the beautiful concept, which is sensible because this is also the generation that introduces the contests that are supposed to be about appearances as well as skills. I like thinking about the ideas behind the game development and this kind of thing. I think it helps me appreciate the process behind the game. Makes me value it more. God damn it. Okay, I never do this, but I want to move the moves around because I don't like starting off with a false move because I button smash. You just use the bad move because you're stupid. Might as well. Can't really disappoint my 0 viewers, so might as well take the time to see if I can figure out how this works. Summary. You can change the order of moves. How? Like that. Okay, I want that to be wing attack to be the front. Actually, no, I want water gun to be the front because I'm going to be button smashing that in the gym. I'll as well change this one up as well. Yeah, Scratch, how about new? How about you just fireball? I think they have tackle in front, yeah. It's really just the first move that matters. Just like in the Pokemon ordering system. You used to have it as a golden rule: lowest level Pokemon in front, and going from from low level to high level because switch training. But really, it only the first Pokemon matters, of course. See how long it takes for this thing to level up one more time. Oh, we're so nearly there. Yeah, I'm gonna go 12. He's gonna water gun the gym at level 12. That's the plan now. The longer animation always makes me think I'm going to encounter a roaming legendary or something, which would be really annoying. I might just put that in the rules as well, actually. I don't know if there are roaming legendaries here, but just that legendaries are exempt from the Dupes clause. I know that usually Nuzlocke goes the other way. No, don't use legendaries. I paid money for the game. If I want to use legendary, I'm going to use a legendary. I'm going to have to consider that. Not yet, though, because I'm not going to catch a legendary in a goddamn Pokeball. Kind of a waste of berry, but I understand. You do you. There we go. Level 12. Missed. I think that removes stat changes, right? Or prevents stat changes. You know what? I doubt I'm going to use it, but I'm probably not going to use Growl anyway, so. Maybe at some point I'm going to use it just to see what it looks like. Pokemon animations are pretty cool, actually. So these things are a lot less fun without having a viewer. I can't really spam advertising for a run if I don't know if I can get the technology to work either. I don't want to be the trainer that cried Nuzlocke. Oh well. Maybe that should be mechanic. That once every 5,000 times your gym badge becomes a shiny. I mentioned this the first run. I since got annoyed because it reminded me of what I lost, but I love the layout of this gym. Just look at that stuff. They have a moving fossil in the corner there. That's just next level. No fossil Pokemon, but yeah. Credilli in the corner, because why not? You have to showcase the fact that there are now different Pokemon than when the game was made, the original game. Oh yeah, sturdy is a thing. It's frustrating actually. Oh, as long as it can only tackle. If it used self explosion at this point, I'd be miffed. I might have even been annoyed. Code Knight level 16. I'm starting at the first gym. It's evolving already. Oh hell yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna win this run. This is the run. Ain't no power like overpower. Combustion. Double kick? Hell yeah, you're gonna learn double kick. There's this point in, I think it's Pokemon Sword and Shield, where you're fighting this random trainer with a really, really weak Pokemon for that point, and you're supposed to be amazed because you hit it and it doesn't one hit because it has one of those health items that protects you from being one hit. Problem is only the first time I played it without knowing anything about that, I had a double kick as a move. So you hit it, goes to 1 HP, and then you hit it again. And the guy was still bragging. I really thought it was funny, and I thought it was a shame that the game developers didn't take that into account. That they didn't have a different response for that battle, where you still defeat it in effectively one move. There we go, 160 in the bag. Well, he's several times stronger than you. You might have to use Water Gun twice for a Pokemon. And see what I mean with the drawings, though? She's not moving around being all cutesy and everything. She has one pose. You see her, she moves away, and it works better in my view. Yes, I'm a grumpy old man, I know. I grew to level 13 now, mate. I am not gonna go to the Pokemon Center for this. Headbutt. Is Headbutt a move you use outside of battle in this game? I don't know. Maybe I found out. I did like the addition in Pokemon Gold and Silver of Headbutt as a thing. No, moves you use outside of battle that aren't vital to the storyline, so they aren't HMs. I think it helped make the whole game feel more 3D. Yes, I'm saving the game. This is where last time the whole my stream got destroyed. I started off with losing connection, and as I was trying to fix that, I put my console on a charger because I didn't have the charger on it, which I do have now. I had to change a few things here, but worth it. And the whole thing just broke down. I was so annoyed by that. Obviously, by the time I got things back up and running, yeah, that's just the video just cuts off. Let's see what this guy. Oh, a Geodude. That's original. If this thing isn't sturdy, she's the worst gym leader ever. Okay. Rock Tomb. That is a pay. That's a problem. That is not something I was looking forward to. That is not okay, actually. I am not happy about this. Crap, so much for my goddamn strategy. I hope Mega Drain's gonna bring us home then. God damn it, I'm not good at this game. Nose pass. Oh, God damn it. I am not happy about that. I was really hoping to get Skylander further along. You know what? Sunspore. Screw you. Tackle shouldn't be great either. There we go. Fine. Stun Spore your ass. Let's get a leech seed under your. Yeah, now I'm gonna make you suffer. Screw you with your bloody rock tomb. There we go. Oh yeah, look at Pech. Pech is taking it seriously. Pech is gonna take revenge for his fallen comrade. Take us home, Pech. That's a crit. Paralyzed for the win. Leech seed doesn't kill it yet, but yeah. And there we have it. Okay. With the furthest I've ever gone in this game, I don't feel like celebrating because damn, that hurts. I am not happy about losing my win goal at this point. I like the animation of the receiving the badge, though. And there's another mechanic that I actually really like about the Pokemon games, the gym badge thing. It doesn't make any sense in game. It's just, okay, you are encouraged to trade with people, but there's limitation. You don't just start off your game by trading in a level 50 endgame Pokemon. That's supposed to be Team Brown? Is that Team Terra or something? That was way too brown for Team Magma. Yeah, plotline, you can wait. Anyway, you can trade in Pokemon, but if it's overleveled, it doesn't obey you. I think it would make sense to have those level caps maybe be a little bit higher, and then also apply it to your own Pokemon you catch yourself. In the Charizard conundrum. Yeah, I'm gonna have to first organize the boxes. And you're not box 7 anymore. We unfortunately have to have a graveyard. Not a graveyard. It's not sky. We're not gonna make pretend like they're in heaven. I'm also not gonna pretend like they're in hell. That's a bit rude. That's a bit mean. Eh. Yeah, I'm gonna choose scenery because I like being a bit extra with that kind of stuff. Yeah. Cave. That looks like it's on the ground. Sorry, Wingle. Skylander, you did well. You carried us through most of the gym. Choked at the end, but that's probably my fault. Buried by stones. You had a keen eye, but you didn't see that coming. Maybe you shouldn't have been as lax as you were. I'm annoyed by that. Let's get that base in here, though. Okay. Yeah, that's annoying. I'm gonna go back in front right now. Can you polish the badges like in, I guess not. But look, I do like that you can look at them and remember what you've done so far. Well, I achieved my goal. I did get to the badge point. Let's play a bit further along. Now we're here. I'm feeling good about it. Look at me. I'm feeling so bloody hyped about it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move into a tunnel. There's gonna be a lot of rock types there. You know what would have been fun for that tunnel? What would have been really useful? Having some sort of a water type Pokemon, a water flying type, perhaps even. You get well and truly fucked, Zigzagoon piece of crap. Nobody loves you, dude. I said before, Absorb is a shit move, but I do like that you get the exact same move, but better, real fast afterwards. It helps that's one of the important things, one of the most important things about game development. that I think a lot of games fail at. A lot of games, Bird Pokemon would have been nice here. A lot of games just kind of slack off at is the sense of progression, sense of achievement as you move forward. I think that things like that, having the same move but better, become available, really helps with the smaller steps of progression in between. Level 13, mate. Just because it has physical defense of nothing. Roxanne, you bastard. I now do remember it was a thing in the Gen 3 games as well. It's sturdy and then it goes fucking stone thing. I don't really have. There wasn't really much you could counter that with. I also didn't have a different Pokemon that I could send in that would have O-coded. Actually, I could have. I could have sent in the Firebird and just double kick the bloody thing to death. Astonishing. I'm not happy about this. I'm gonna stay grumpy at this for a while, I'm afraid. Oh, look at Geodude. You know what's super effective against Geodudes? Water gun. This works. I mean, Headbutt is basic tackle, so whatever. I wonder if there's a move here that's the same move but with different name. Like same type, also the same physical or special, same damage, same PP, but it counts as a different move. I probably would do that as a game dev, just to pad things out. Oh yeah, Misty, learn confusion. You would have loved to see this go tonight. I think you would have been tickled by my basic rookie failure at the gym. Okay, they made the holes for the secret rooms look better. In the first generation, Gen 3 at least, they looked really like it was a square hole. It was more like a frame than a hole. You know what? You shut up and let me do my thing. Let me save another man's Pico in honor of Skylander. Also, new route here. New route, new counter. Already got a Whisper, so that's pech. It's pech for you. I have to switch you out because of power points. Baby doll eyes. It's gonna be a useless move, isn't it? Priority move, lowest attack. It's just better. So it's just growl with priority. Okay. Well, let's put wolf in first. What can he do? He can bite, so that's a thing. Rock smash, stone. Okay, so this is the magma. Why don't I just grab the Pico? No, the Whismer, I already got you. Boy, chomp chomp. And jump jump. There we go. Wait, am I mistaken, or does this thing does not have intimidate? Run, run away. That is not a very useful ability, my friend. Why are my Pokemon useless? It doesn't matter if your Pokemon is useless. You have to be a good Pokemon trainer. They can all become strong. Yeah, not when they're dead because of Rock Tomb. It's a pretty big introduction for a guy I beat without taking damage last time. Okay, did you level grind your Puchiana? Oh, yes, you did. Damn. Okay, let's try and get you to miss for a start. That's fine. I can switch out. You can because you still have the one Pokemon, you idiot. Who was identified? I don't know. I'm not sure if identified means I can't switch out anymore. Nope, it doesn't. Woohoo! You're biting the chicken? Keep biting, you bitch. Actually, it's a Mildog. So it's not a bitch. Yeah, Odo's tooth. I'm not sure what that means then. You identified it. It's a big ass chicken that breathes fire. Could have told you that for free. And I just let him walk past. Yeah. Oh, your Wingle was saved. Must be nice. Oh, give me my goddamn counter here. Not a Whismer. I already have a Whismer. I don't need another Whismer. I already got a bunny that makes a lot of sound. Damn it. So let me see if it's actually possible to get another counter in this road. Western Tunnel. How does this work? Western Tunnel. That's the thing. It only has Whismer in this thing. Well, that's a waste of an encounter then. Could have had an Ingaba. Could have had a shit ninja. Yeah, you could have also stopped the criminal from escaping, maybe. Oh, yeah, I can cut it now. Not sure. Put Wolf back. Give Misty some moment to shine. And let's see if I can actually use cut. Hopefully without burdening my... There we go. Classic. Classic Nuzlocke move. You have a Pokemon that is completely useless otherwise, that you just throw your HMs on, and there we go. I always thought that Pokemon should take a cue from many of the ROM hack makers, and rather than having either your Pokemon be completely out of the picture when it comes to HMs, and you just have a taxi service doing it off screen for you, you should have a or having a Pokemon sacrifice, needing to have a specific Pokemon in your party and sacrificing one of its 4 move slots, which is still, it's stupid to me that we still only have 4 move slots, but that's another thing. I think that Pokemon really should have taken a cue from the ROM hackers and have it be like, you need to have a Pokemon in your party that can use the move, but you don't need to have the move on it. That means that if you have that for surf, you need to have a Pokemon on you that you can ride on the water with. It's not a different separate move to have a bird Pokemon you can hold on to that flies you to a different location. That sort of logic. I think that makes much more sense both in universe and from a gameplay perspective, because I do resent the fact that new games, you're not exploring the world with your Pokemon to that level. You're not using your Pokemon in creative ways outside of battle in order to overcome obstacles. You call a cab service, or you use your one legendary Pokemon that you start the bloody game with. To do all the things. I have opinions. I'm a millennial. I have the right. Ether, there we go. Also Whismer. Yeah, shame. Looked like it might have been a Teddy Ursaring or something. I know I can't catch it, but because to me it looks like a Teddy Ursaring or one of those electric things. No, the blue and black one. Not sure what it's called. Let's see what this. It's a Whismer. Whismer, why don't you go die? You're level 5. Nobody loves you. Yeah, if you're going to use it 4 more times, that would be probably a dangerous move. But yeah, you're dead. Okay, what's the next part here? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to give the parts to the guy. That's the guy. Yep. I got a great ball. The previous time you gave me a goddamn XP share. Now you give me a slightly better Pokeball that's single use. Talk about diminishing returns, mate. Oh yeah, I also become a postman for some reason. Not once, but twice. So here's not a favor. Hey, better update my PokeNav. The BuzzNav function. What the hell is that? Latest news from the region. From your friends. You gave me Twitter. Yeah, this is one of the dumber plot points in Pokemon, I think. Sure, you go to the forest, you help the get the Devon parts back. That's all par for the course, of course. But then all of a sudden you get a letter and you have to take it to the other guy. And what's worse is you have to change your direction. You're going north, and now you have to go back to the forest you just came from. Oh wait, that's okay. That's pretty cool, actually. That's something I didn't expect. Because in the 2D games, of course, you walk past it and it would look like you were sitting on it, even though your sprite did not change a bit. I like how they incorporated that. That's a cool little feature. I can't really see anything on a computer. Oh well. I can't lose this race. Yeah, I'm still not sure about the chronology of these games, but the Pokemon Dream World thing, it's one of those multiplayer features that I never really used, so I don't know if it's any good. I dislike the concept, at least. From a lore perspective, I don't. I always dislike it when you have people going inside another people's dreams. It's lazy. At least it's always being done lazily. Really? You stopped me just to tell me, oh, he used to be a famous seaman. I don't care. Who's that for? Who cares that the guy used to be famous for being on sea? You don't even mention why he's a famous sailor. Like, was he really good at it, or did he keep crashing? Is he the guy that destroyed the boat you encounter much later in the game? What? I might as well look in the houses for a bit. Only in Japan. Another annoying thing, you get the HM move. You get the HM for cut, and you get the ability to use cut, but you don't need it for at least a while. Like what I've done so far, I've gone to the little area where you can use cut to do things, but that's not important. Not an area where you need to be. It's just another area you might as well check out for a bit. Not even relevant to the story or anything. That's a shame. That's a missed opportunity. What they did in Gen 1, I really liked this because you go defeat Misty, and that's when you can learn. That's when you can use cut out of battle. But in order to get cut, you need to go to the SSN. And in order to go to the SSN, you need to go north and find Bill. Like that, it becomes this minute little story arc. And once you finish that story arc, then you can go defeat Lieutenant Surge, or go to the go east, yes, and continue your journey through the cave. You already see that thing, that little tree that closes you off, that says you can't go past here. You need cut to get past there. It motivates you to go find out how to get cut. If you talk to NPCs, I think you can find out, hey, the guy on the boat is like pretty cool guy that knows a lot about cutting things, which is a completely random skill for a captain to have. But yeah, well, there you go. There, you give him a little tuck job, and there you go. Now I have cut, and I have no reason to use it for. I see no reason to teach a Pokemon cut. I guess maybe if you didn't notice where that sailor guy is, you might do what I'm about to do and check out the other part of the forest. A bit warm in here, actually. Frustrating. Oh yeah, I get the Adam ball here. I think it looks ugly, the trees, but at least they added the concept of revive. Very useful. Thank you very much for that. I think it's ugly, but it does make sense now that you're not just going to squeeze past these trees because they're not individual little twigs or just weird looking trees like in the older games. No, they're prickly, they're bushy. A 10-year-old child wouldn't want to cross that because thorns. You got anything useful to say? Miracle seed. What was that again? Oh yeah, that is definitely convenient. Oh, pech, it's your lucky day. That would be really funny for people that speak English, speak Dutch. Actually, not really. It's just a lame comment I make to fill up the silence. The gaping void of an empty chat room. Oh well. Item ball. Not a great ball. Okay, that's a neat little feature. You get a great ball from the dev guy because diminishing returns. And now you find another great ball and you discover the fact, hey, there are Pokeballs that are better than normal Pokeballs. Ooh, darn it, I wish I had more of them. And then when you get more advanced, you can find them for sale. I do think, and this is yet another thing that game devs really, that the developers of these games really should have taken into account. It shouldn't be based on where you are, if you can buy great balls and ultra balls, but based on how many badges you have. Okay, I want to see if it gives me more information about what identifying does. Okay, that is. I like that. Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to remove Howl for that. Probably mostly going to do this at night. I think that's makes it more likely for me to encounter ghost types, so that should be useful. Could be useful at least. Look, it's what you were just a few hours ago. Now kill it. There we go. X attack. It's one of those moves that one of those items that I just don't use. Okay, they do this in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as well. When you talk to certain characters, that they put their hands on knees and bend over, basically. I think it's really annoying in those games because the animation takes a few frames, so it's frustrating because it takes too much time for what it actually does. But in this game, it is executed pretty well because it doesn't take long. It's just a fun little detail. It doesn't really matter that much, but it's a neat little thingy. Let's talk to Dad. Now that I have a badge, maybe I'm worthy of his love now. There's still plenty trainers stronger than you. There's 4 gym leaders at least that are stronger than you, buddy. We don't talk that tough. I'm not gonna go to. I'm not gonna go to the center. We'll save these things for if I want to quickly train up Pokemon. Little boat. Okay, that's just a shame. The fact that the shape of how the water goes under it, it's a shame. It's lazy because now it doesn't have. It's gonna have the same sprite whether it's moving or standing still. And it wouldn't be difficult to add those frames. I really thought they would have gone the traditional way. They would have done the shout out to the past and have this be top down because it's always been this little thingy that you want to try and get between him and Pico, so they can't walk, so he can't finish his circle. But I guess not. Actually, this is for that day. Do you have a? You're getting up there in age, aren't you? Want to thank me for that day? What playthrough does it take more than a day to go from the cave to here? There are no plot points in between, mate. Okay. Oh yeah. It's gonna be the fighting gym. So I'm gonna be happy that I have my Misty around. Oh yeah, they have that stupid thing with the trends here. Super training. That's that EV training nonsense, right? Pokemon festivals. What the hell are those? am I doing here? Am I giving him an item or? Um, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to lose the item. Okay, this thing. It's potion festivals. So it's item word rather than just picking two random ass words and pretend like it means something. I guess this is supposed to be social commentary or something about how things become trends or hypes, as people would actually call it in real life. Regardless of what it's about, it's one of those stupid, ham-fisted, wannabe social commentaries that's just low-hanging fruit. There's nobody going to respond with, "Oh no, I love things being trendy for no reason," except capitalists. But who cares about them? Yeah, I'm kind of scared of gym battles at this point. Yeah, obviously, poison things are going to help much on a tentacle. That's on me. That's super effective. Okay, I'll quickly go from over level to under level, right? Hit yourself. There we go. Anyways, protein. Yet another one of those things that I just never use. I'm actually from a small island myself, the Schelling. I've been living here on the mainland for ages now, but I really do sometimes strongly miss the ocean. Forests are fun, but there's nothing quite like the massive vastness of an empty looking surface. It's beautiful. Are you gonna yawn at me, you bastard? There you go. Get poisoned. Truant, but you still get damaged. Anyway. Sleeping. Misty sleeping. A little bit disappointed there were literally no viewers there. I guess I got a bit overconfident, lucky first time that people would see this link in the Discord and click on it because I had somebody do that the first time around. Yeah, Sly, you can keep HM moves and that's it. I don't care about you for the rest. You give me an old world? Yes, I could eat the fish. There we go. There we go. I got an actual key item. That's... Can't even read them. Okay, now that I have registered it, I should be able to use push select to use it. Yeah, unless I'm actually getting a viewer, I'm probably not going to be streaming this episode for much longer. I know I'm starting to get a little bit sleepy. Oh wait, I should probably. Speaking of sleepy, I'm pretty sure my Dustox is still napping. Let's get that fixed. I do like how they use the 3D in this game, the different angle. I also have a Pokemon Pearl, and you really notice that that in that game they're not quite sure what to do with the new hardware yet. They kind of, they just they don't make use of it really. Okay, select doesn't work. It's the Y button. Why? I don't know. Oh, look at that! It's a Magikarp. Who would have thought? Yeah, it's a new encounter though. It's a female Magikarp. Okay, I'm gonna call it now. I'm gonna fudge my rules a little bit because I want a male Magikarp just because the name I want to give it. So yeah, I'm just gonna kill this one and catch another Magikarp. It's a old rod. It's an obviously we know what the encounter is gonna be. It can only use splash. It's not actually effective. It's just flavor. If you disagree with me saying that it's okay, go to the Nuzlocke police. I don't care. My run, my rules. Hell, I could also do this and keep going until I encounter uh, a male shiny Magikarp. Just means more time. God damn it! I just want a male Magikarp, mate. Yeah, there's another thing. They just use splash, so who cares? Golden Knight, growing strong. You know what? This is apparently where all the chicks hang out. Let's go over here. I also like the fact that you're standing a little bit in the water here. Just makes fishing make a little bit more sense that you're on the beach getting into the water, wading in order to start fishing rather than just standing exactly at the water and putting your angler into the sand. There we go. This one is canon. Okay, just gonna tackle it. Yeah, you splash. It's splash, whatever, dude. You keep splashing, my friend. There we go. Now, two reasons why I go out of my way to get a Magikarp here. Number one is obviously Gyarados. And number two is the name I want to give it. Bleep, bleep, bleep. Boing. As I mentioned before, I'm a 90s kid, okay? I grew up with the anime, middle of Pokemon Mania. So I do know the anime lore. And as part of that lore, it is important to note, pathetic excuse for Pokemon, there is one prominent character in the anime that is the biggest fan of Magikarp. That is a really strong Magikarp trainer who's learned. He's the one that taught the viewing audience everything there is to know about Magikarp. So in his honor, this Magikarp, soon to be Gyarados, is called James. But better not be blasting off again at some point. Yes, it's going to go immediately on the team because... Actually, you know what? I'm just going to dump Zigzagoon. I'm going to be cutting for a while at least. I was thinking of exchanging it for Whismur, because I don't care about Whismur either. But I proactively don't care about... Oh god. Isn't there a move Pokemon thing? Nope. Oh, organized boxes is that. Okay. There we go. You go exchange. Zigzagoon. There we go. Welcome to the team, James. Let's see what kind of fish we have. Level 10, that's... Its moveset is, I love that they make it appealing, but it also makes the audience bored real fast, so it's also pretty much useless in contests. At least it goes faster in rain. That's very useful. You know what? I think that's a good point to close this attempt. It's been a challenge. 0 viewers, but there you go. Plenty of technical difficulties to make things, shall we say, interesting. I'm going to make sure these things are evened up. I'm probably going to do another part in this series tomorrow, but no promises. And either way, if you come across this, be it recent, be it quickly after uploading, or be it some point far off in the future, feel free to leave a comment. Ask me what I'm thinking about anything. And I hope to see somebody in my next stream. Anyway, have a good day. Take care. There we go.